Hello, this is Lauren Marms, and welcome to another episode of Medigap TV. In this episode, we're going to be discussing Medicare Part D. We're going to take a look at the costs, the setup, when you can enroll in a Medicare Part D, and if you have to have a Part D. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned.
Medicare Part D, prescription drug plans. This is probably the one part of Medicare that I get the most questions about. It ranges from, do I need one? Do I have to get one? Do I just pay a premium? There's several questions on this, and I'm hoping to go over and cover most of those today. A lot of this information is general because there are so many Medicare Part D drug plans. In one zip code or one county, you could have 30 of them. So there's no way to go over each one in detail, but I'm going to give you the basic moving parts that all of them incorporate, and hopefully that'll give you the knowledge to when you go in and actually start your Part D, you know what you're looking for and what the differences are. Like I said, I get a ton of questions on these Part Ds. I come across this cartoon and I thought, well, that pretty much fits the bill. When you look at that summary of benefits, sometimes it's like trying to read hieroglyphics. But it's really not that bad. There are some moving parts, and we'll get those covered today. A lot of times, probably at least once a week, I get a question, I don't take any drugs, do I have to get a Medicare Part D? The answer to that is yes and no. Yes, you have to get one or you will be fined. No, you don't have to get one if you don't want to, but you're going to be fined when down the road you do get some prescription drugs and you need it. So in my mind, do you need a Part D drug plan? Yes. I suggest you go on one as soon as you're eligible. If you don't take any prescription drugs, go with a low-cost plan for your area. They can always be switched out between October 15th and December 7th in the annual enrollment period. So you can always change if your needs change once a year. As I said, if you don't enroll, you're going to get an enrollment penalty. The penalty is added to the premium. So if you had a $20 a month premium, it would be added to that $20 a month, and you're going to pay it forever. You're going to get a Part D penalty if you go through your open enrollment without joining a Part D, or if you go 63 days without creditable prescription drug coverage. Now, creditable prescription drug coverage would be something like you get your prescriptions from the VA. The VA is creditable coverage, or you get them from a group plan. Once you're outside of your open enrollment and you go 63 days without coverage, you are going to get fined. The Part D penalty is a calculation that's done by the government. It is by multiplying 1% of the national base premium, which this year it's $34.10, times the number of uncovered months you didn't have Part D or creditable coverage. So they're going to add 1% of $34.10 times every month. So in this instance, if you didn't have your Part D for 10 months, they would add $3.41 to your premium. So instead of $20 per month, you'd be paying $23.41 per month. And that'll keep going up until you finally do get your Part D premium. This base premium changes every year. Even though you get a Part D, in reality, your penalty amount may also increase. So now that we've established that you do have to, for all basic purposes, have a Part D, when can you get one? And there are several scenarios when you can get one. The main one is during the 7-month period that starts 3 months before the month you turn 65. It includes the month you're turning 65, the month of your birthday, and it ends 3 months after you turn 65. Your coverage will begin the first day of the month after you ask to join a plan. If you're applying before the month of your birthday, it will start the first day of your birth month. It's after your birthday, if you apply then, it will start the first day of the month after. And here's a better explanation of it. If your birthday is June, let's just say June 9th, you have the 3 months before, March, April, May, and the 3 months after, July, August, September, and the whole month of June as your open enrollment. If you sign up anytime in these first 3 months, if you signed up in March, April, or May, it would go into effect June 1st. If you signed up after June 1st, it would go effect July 1st. If you signed up in July, August 1st, and so on. After your 3rd month, you're out of your open enrollment, and you will have to wait until the annual enrollment period to sign up. Another question that I get quite often is, I pay a premium. Do I pay anything after that? Yes, just because you're paying the premium doesn't mean it's going to pay for all of your drugs afterwards. So there's 3 basic parts. You're going to have your premium, which will vary depending on what plan and one company. You'll have a deductible. Again, varies by company and plan. A lot of companies now have plans where if you take Tier 1 or Tier 2 maintenance drugs, there is 0 deductible. The deductible is most times on the more expensive drugs, Tiers 3, 4, and 5. And you'll have a copay or coinsurance. So you'll pay your monthly premium. After your deductible, you'll pay your copay. All 3 of these vary by the company and the plan that you choose. Now, you heard me mention tiers. Every company out there is going to have a formulary. A formulary is the list of drugs that they carry or that they offer. Inside the formulary, you have tiers. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4, and sometimes 5. As you can see by the dollar signs, Tier 1 is your lowest cost, usually generic drugs. Tier 2 is usually preferred drugs, and again, some generic drugs. Generics can fall anywhere. I've seen Tier 3 generic drugs. It all goes by the cost of the prescription, and you can see for the Tier 2, they're a little bit more expensive, and you'll have higher copays usually with those. They're not too far off the Tier 1. These 2 are usually pretty close. Tier 3, now you're getting into the non-preferred drugs. Typically, they have quite a bit higher copay or coinsurance, and they are more expensive drugs than your Tier 1s or Tier 2. Tier 4 and Tier 5 tend to be unique and high-cost drugs, and you usually have a coinsurance, a percentage of what the drug costs. With most plans for your Tier 1, 2, and 3, you're going to run into a copay, a flat fee, $2, $4, $30, something of that nature. When you get into these very expensive drugs, they're going to charge you a percentage. Tier 3 and Tier 4 are the types of drugs that usually end up putting you in the donut hole. They're very expensive. I'm sure you've heard of the donut hole before, and this is going to explain how you get there and what happens when you do. When you first start up your Part D, you're going to be in what's called the initial coverage phase. You may have your deductible, which if it has a deductible for all of them, you're going to pay that first $360. Again, this deductible can be lower on some plans, but for the majority of them, it's $360. During the initial stage and after your deductible, if there is one, the amount spent before you go into the donut hole is $3,310. Now, please keep in mind, this amount is paid by you and the insurance company. So when you and the insurance company combined spend $3,310, that is going to put you in the next stage, which is the donut hole or the gap. Not everybody's going to hit this, but I see it a lot, usually with insulin-dependent diabetic or somebody that is on a couple of Tier 3, Tier 4 drugs. I have some clients that hit this donut hole by February. When you're in the donut hole, you're going to pay 58% of generics, and you're going to pay 45% of the brand cost. So no longer are you going to have your $2, $4, $5 copays. you're going to pay 58% of the total cost of the generics and 45% of the brand cost. The next step outside of the donut hole would be catastrophic coverage. You're going to hit the catastrophic stage when you alone have spent $4,850. They call this a true out-of-pocket cost. Doesn't matter what the insurance company spent. Up to this point, it's that you have spent out-of-pocket $4,850. Once that number's reached, you will be in the catastrophic stage, and you will only pay about 5% for your prescription drugs. Now we're going to go into how to join a drug plan. Like I said at the start, there are so many prescription drug plans that no agent can carry them all. I sell across the country, and in my home county, under my zip code, there's over 30 plans. We have to certify for every plan with both the provider and certify for the Part D with the government. Now, I take the AHIP test, which is the training for the Medicare Advantage and Part D, every year to keep up on the changes. But the best way of finding out what prescription drug plan fits you and your budget is to call Medicare directly. They carry every Part D drug plan in your area, in any area. The number's right here, 1-800-633-4227. You want to call them as early in the morning or as late at night as you possibly can stand it. They are open 24 hours a day. So avoid the working hours crowd and somebody calling in at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. Call them as late at night as you can, or if you get up really early in the morning, give them a call early in the morning, and you'll avoid those couple-hour wait times. Now, when you call them, have all your drugs out and be prepared to give the name and dosage of each prescription. Have the bottles out right in front of you so you can give them exactly how it is on the pill bottle. Be prepared to choose 2 pharmacies. The pharmacy you choose is going to be reflected in the company or the plan because they all have different pharmacies that are in or out of network. One thing you do want to keep in mind when you're talking to them, ask them about the mail order costs. A lot of companies now have plans that if you're just taking Tier 1 or Tier 2 prescriptions, maintenance-type drugs for blood pressure or cholesterol, things of that nature, that if you order them 90-day mail order, there's no copay and no deductible. So if that's your case and you only take a blood pressure pill or cholesterol and they're Tier 1 or Tier 2 drugs, you really want to look at that mail order, ordering them 90 days at a time, because then all you're doing is paying for your premium. That's about it. I know I went pretty quick, but like I said, it's just the basics. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to have a premium, a deductible, and copays or coinsurance, and that they're all going to vary by the company and the plan and what prescriptions you are on in the end. If you have any questions, you can always call us at 844-528-8688, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel so you get all the latest updates on plans as they come through. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you for watching this episode of Medigap TV. I hope you found it informative and it answered some of the questions you had pertaining to Medicare. If you find our videos informative, please subscribe to our channel and you will be updated every time a new video is loaded. Also, we are an independent Medicare supplement agency and we carry all the top providers in your area. We'd love a chance to quote your Medicare supplement for you. Please give us a call at the number below, or you can go to our website, medigapinfo.net, and fill out the Contact Me page. There's 2 videos to the side of me, one that goes deeper into Medicare and each individual part, and the second video is on what Medicare supplement plan gives you the most benefits for the lowest cost possible. Thank you, and you have a wonderful day.